In 1445, some 500 years ago, brewers in a small Belgian town found an orphan. When Emperor Charles ordered the brewers to raise the child, they needed to give him a name. So they put on their thinking caps and named him Klaas, after the brewery De Kloes. The breweries in this small town took turns taking care of him. Like a spy, he learned the secrets of each brewery, as well as all the tricks of the wheat beer trade. And Klaus could taste beer with the best of them. 4 times a year at the start of each season, he drank 8 wheat beers in 8 different cafes on 8 consecutive days. How he got home is an entirely different story. From orphan to the best wheat beer brewer of the country, that's Klaus's story in a nutshell. He became 100 years old, citing the locals' wheat beer as the reason for his long life. He even asked to be buried in a beer barrel, probably because he no longer fit into a regular-sized coffin. To this day, his statue smiles down on the courtyard of the brewery in tiny, picturesque Hoegaarden, Germany. That's right, folks. Today on the show, the boys drink a Hoegaarden wheat beer. Hoegaarden.
Hey, is it me? Is it you? Hoegaarden?
Welcome back to the show, folks. I gotta crack mine.
Ooh,
Cheers,
Joe. I like the first sip. Holy cow.
Yeah, it's
Holy
good beer.
cow.
Have you ever had one before?
I don't think so.
I picked it up because I remember having one years ago, and I thoroughly enjoyed it, and I continue to. So I noticed when we cracked these, there's a little bit of head at the top. This is just in a bottle.
Yeah.
But there's some head at the top, and I would describe
Hey, where
this-
else would it be? You know, my head's up here. It's not down there.
Sometimes I think your head's in the gutter.
Hey, what's so far on my ass? I can't even see the gutter.
This is a wheat beer. It's cloudy, citrusy smelling.
It's a boozy.
It's a little boozy, a little bit of fruit in it. You can taste right off the top, maybe some orange, and a pillowy head.
Perhaps
greets
some
you as you open it.
coriander. Actually, we should do Parable or Terrible right away. I think the thing we have pairs with this like really well.
So we're just going
it's
to
like
ease
meant
it in.
to
We're
pair
not
with
gonna do a
it.
whole big shtick then.
Yeah.
Okay. So, by the way, folks, we're drinking Hoegaarden wheat beer, Wheat Blanche. It's a wheat beer. We've had our qualms with wheat beers. We're going to put it behind us. We get a little burpy, but it's okay.
Hey, Wheat Blanche, have you seen the Golden Girls? There's a character named Blanche.
Can you believe it? I told you your head's so far up your ass.
Hey, sit home, watch your Lifetime all day. The Golden Girls comes on, marathon starts at 9 a.m. Every day is finished by 3 p.m. I go to sleep at 4.
All right, let's
don't
do
know
Parable
who
or
that
Terrible.
was.
I don't know either.
A very nasally person who goes to sleep at 4 o'clock.
Good cable TV.
All right,
I love cable television.
So we're drinking a wheat beer.
Joe, have you watched cable lately?
I've actually haven't. I haven't had cable in
neither.
years. I'm one of those millennial cord cutters.
Hey.
Thanks, Obama.
Hey, when I was a kid, to be a cord cutter, you had to be cutting the umbilical cord in the hospital. I'll tell
when
you
you
what.
were a kid, you were the cord cutty.
And I'll tell you what.
The only cord cutter around was your mammy, because she cut the cord herself.
She cut it herself. She's a very tough woman. My mom. All right, let's do Parable or Terrible.
So we're drinking a wheat beer. It's got that orange sort of citrusy flavor. And what did you bring to the studio today?
So I saw that these are traditionally served with a slice of lemon. Nice little lemon wedge.
Okay.
Nice little wedge.
Yeah, I got it.
So I knew this was new to the market. I'm a big Oreos guy, you know. Follow me on Snapchat, folks. And Patriot. Shameless plug. Yes, please. And I review a lot of Oreos because they're always coming out with new flavors.
Uh-huh.
And there's an Oreo lemon flavor. So why the hell not do it?
I thought Oreos were only vanilla, you stupid son of a bitch.
Hey, it doesn't matter if you're black or white or lemon
all right.
or lemon or birthday cake or red velvet.
All these Oreos are good stuff. And this one is lemon Oreo
How can you
thins.
so the red velvet? You said it doesn't matter if you're white or you're black or you're lemon or you're red velvet. So you just embedded all these horrible racial stereotypes into
Hey,
various
if you
Oreos.
think Columbus was the first one in America, bud, I got something to explain to you.
All right, give
That's
me
where
one
the
of
red
these.
velvet comes in.
So we eat and then we drink, correct?
Sure.
And these are Oreo thins.
These are
lemon
Oreo
flavored.
thins, which we can get into that later.
Okay.
So yeah, lemon smell.
That does not pair well.
No, that's like lemon pie filling.
Oh,
Just like overly sugary.
That's a terrible
That's
cookie.
bad. That's bad. I might have to chunk these right in the garbage.
The cookie is terrible, and somehow it's worse with Hoegaarden, which is a delicious beer so far. Man, you got to throw these in the garbage.
Yeah. Well, one reason is the cookie gets soggy if you're drinking with something. You should never dunk, folks. You should never dunk an Oreo.
Wait, in milk?
Sacrilege. Yes, never.
Oh, you're a fucking idiot.
No. Don't want to make that cookie soggy. And these thins, like, who does this? Who's this serving?
Well,
You're going to serve these at like your fancy dinner party.
It's for people who get a little naughty. It's the people. It's the people who like Michelob Ultra and Miller 64.
Well, you're not getting value for these because per ounce this is 19 cents, and then the double stuff are 13 cents per ounce.
Well, double stuff is too much. Anyway.
Nope.
Double.
Nope.
What about triple? What about mega?
Mega's too much. Mega is the too much.
Mega's just wad up a big ball of it and fucking eat it.
They
like
might as well, just give you the cream.
Yeah.
Cream.
Get the cream and eat it like an apple. Back to the Hoegaarden. Beer's good, and I could see it being paired with a lemon wedge.
Yes, the beer is good. The parable is very terrible.
So, yeah, by the way, our first ever rating of unanimous terrible. Okay, so don't fucking buy Oreo Lemon Light. But, yeah, so this is sort of...
Lemon light. No, do not.
What's it called? Well, Lemon Thin. Sorry, Oreo Lemon Thin.
We're all about accuracy here, Joe. You think I was going to let that one slip?
You weren't going to let me go for an inch. I was reading a little bit from UCLA Brew N84 on Beer Advocate, who says, pours a murky light orange with a half-inch foamy white head that settles to a thin cap. Small chunks of lace form around the glass on the drink down. Ooh, I'm getting a little rowdy. Smell is of wheat, banana, spices, and some yeast aromas. Taste is of wheat, banana, and yeast. He's got banana out of this? Oh, no. UCLA Brew N84.
So
I'm getting
all
orange.
these reviews just sound like bullshit. Where do you get, like, corn in some of these beers we've had, or whatever they say you're supposed to get out of it?
Yeah. Well, it's probably they read the other reviews, but I guess I'm not getting orange per se. Maybe
there's a
that,
little
like flowery. What
There's
do
a
you
little sediment in here. It's a thick beer. Not in a bad way, but like, wavy sediment. You see that?
Oh, yeah. Is this supposed to be shaken up to excess before you
Yeah,
open
you're
it?
supposed to spray it all over the walls and then lick it off.
I think it's going to have a different taste profile on its way down as it warms up, well as you drink the sediment.
Probably, yeah. There are directions on the back of the bottle. It says, number 1, rinse and freeze a Hoegaarden hexagonal glass.
Ooh, we should talk about that, but keep
Pour
going.
2/3 of this beer into the glass, swirl the bottle, so it's one of those. Pour the rest to form the head.
So there's
sediment on the bottom.
sediment.
Yeah.
So we could just swirl in our bottles here because we don't have a hexagonal glass. But that's a good point that you brought up. So it's customary to drink Hoegaarden in a characteristic hexagonal glass. So basically it's kind of like, I don't know, you get this at like truck stops or whatever, but it's just a normal glass that you'd see, but the bottom walls of the glass are hexagonal. So they're like, it's not a rounded glass that you can grab. It's like there's just these like walls, 8 of them, and that's it. Not 8 of them, 6 of them. Sorry, and that's it.
At a truck stop? What the fuck are you talking about?
It's like, one of those, if you could get a plastic
Like the
glass.
water glass? Okay,
Yeah,
okay.
and it's got the walls on it, and then you put fountain Coke in it,
Gotcha.
or fountain
Okay.
dew.
Okay.
So this beer has a customary glass. It's got a very distinct flavor, and as I was mentioning at the top of the show, founded and brewed for the first time in 1445.
It's insane.
Over 500 years ago, edging on 600 years ago, and the inventors of this beer, perhaps they had too much. This is a copy from the website. Perhaps they had too much time on their hands, or they were sick of the sacramental wine. Maybe it was divine inspiration. We'll never know for sure. What we do know is the Hoegaarden monks were the first to discover the unique recipe for wheat beer in 1445.
Wow.
So that's
That writer has a lot of fun.
intense. Yeah, the copywriter of Hoegaarden.com/the-brand is having himself a ball. But that's an old ass beer, man.
It is. It's cool. I have no idea what the story was you told at the top of the show.
So there was
like
an
3/8. There's an orphanage.
So there was a
Charles.
little orphan, and the local breweries in Hoegaarden, Belgium, raised him, and he became one of the best beer tasters and brewers in the world. And he would drink 8 wheat beers in 8 different cafes on 8 consecutive days.
8 is the number of the Christ the Redeemer himself. Representative.
What?
Yeah, that's a thing. Let me do some cursory
So-
research. Because like 666 is like
Yeah.
demons or something.
So 8 has a link to Christ.
I think so. Let me look it up. Keep
Okay.
talking, Joe.
So I'll fill time. So he did this, and he grew to be 100 years old, and then they buried him in a beer barrel
And that's just
in
some guy
Hoegaarden. It's Klaus, you fuck. He's the guy.
who started the whole thing.
Yeah, sure. No, it isn't the guy who started the whole thing, but he's just a guy. He was the best brewer in Hoegaarden, where there was a bunch of different breweries.
Okay.
And now Hoegaarden is a brewery in Hoegaarden, and it makes, well, again, let's address the elephant in the room. InBev took them over, so Hoegaarden is a subsidiary of Anheuser-Busch InBev, but that's why it's a nationally, you can get Hoegaarden anywhere. AB InBev does own it, but
Yeah.
it makes 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 different types of beers. It makes a Grand Cru, but the one we're drinking today is the one you can get in your own local grocery store, a wheat beer. Now, what's the number of Christ? Is this something that's on the internet?
Okay, so the 8th day is a synonym for the Lord's Day,
Okay.
generally Sunday. Sunday was known in patristic writings as the 8th day. What patristic means, who could say? Something concerning fathers. This says
Okay.
it's the spiritual 8th day because the number 7 refers to the days of the week.
So this
It's
legend
like the
of-
Lord's. Yeah,
got it.
that's the. Where did 8 come? Oh yeah, the 8 days, 8
He
beers,
drank
8
8
days. Yeah,
beers in
he's a
8
very
days over 8
religious
different
man.
Cafes. Well, yeah, I mean, this was a legend that was passed down again from the origins of monks that created this beer.
And 1 Peter 3:20 states, that's chapter 3, verse 20, mind you, that there were 8 people on the ark of who? That's right, Noah.
Oh, the famous bard Noah. But Klaus, arguably just as famous because he was an orphan who grew to 100 years old and was
That
a
is
famous
pretty
brewer.
cool.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know how much of this is myth, how much of it isn't. There's actually on the Hoegaarden site, they talk about a few common myths with regards to Hoegaarden's glass, that hexagonal glass that we talked about.
Okay, yeah, the truck stop delight.
Yeah, the truck stop delight. Hoegaarden is tasty, that much is obvious. However, that's not what the jam refers to here in jam-packed with flavor. I don't know what the fuck they're talking about. Legend has it that the shape of the glass is derived from jam jars. Because what do you do when there are no clean glasses left in the village? That's right, you dumb motherfuckers. You drink from jam jars. The taste of the bits of fruit left in the jars was a bonus, so they kept using them, and that's why it has a fruity, citrusy aroma.
Ah, genius. This is a tasty beer, but I'll tell you, I'm totally lost on the history and the
A
significance.
bunch of monks
Bunch
made
of monks,
it in
okay.
1445. There was an orphan who was just around then. They found him. They raised him. He became one of the best
From
beer
the dead?
tasters and brewers. Yeah, they raised him from the dead after 3
On the
days.
third day.
He became one of the best beer tasters and brewers, and that's that. That's the whole origin.
That's
And this
pretty
all
cool.
out of
That's an
Hoegaarden,
American story.
Belgium. A good old-fashioned American story from 1445. Yeah, it's a tasty beer, and I kind of like that it has like instructions on the back. They want you to drink it out of a specific glass.
Yeah, there's also some weird, well, I won't say weird, that's offensive, but there's some interesting symbolism or logos on the front above
there sure is.
Hoegaarden.
Are
My
we
just
going to break
looking
down the
at-
label?
I tried to look up what those symbols mean. Everyone speculates that they're either Egyptian in some way or Christian in some way, which would make sense with the monk thing.
Yeah.
Have you seen that monk show with Tony Shalhoub on the USA Network?
Tony Shalhoub, he's from Green Bay, Wisconsin.
You seen that?
You think it has something to do with 9/11 or something?
Yeah, I do.
What I'm going to look up on Quora. What does the Hoegaarden logo symbolize? They're just Catholic symbols. So one is of a shepherd. So there's a little shepherd's wand. And so, folks, what you're looking at, there's 2 wands and like a little upside-down basket and then a little question mark. So one's like the Riddler, and one's like, you ever played Mousetrap when you were a kid and you had to dangle the...
You're right. It does kind of look like that, yeah.
The upside-down
basket
thing,
it
would always fall before, like, the ball would hit or whatever. That's what it looks like. But then there's these ominous, like, arms sticking out and holding them. Yeah, it is. The whole thing kind of has a little bit of conspiracy vibe to it.
Yeah. This might go in the same tier as Rolling Rock.
I'll tell you, there's more than just a linkage to Rolling Rock, taste and tier-wise, Nick.
There's also, these are engraved into the bottle.
From the Golden Girls. Blanche.
That's how Blanche talks.
Oh,
on
the two
show.
symbols are.
They're embossed. One of the two. They're raised on the glass.
Oh, embossed then. You fucking idiot.
Hey, I was the one that brought it up. I don't get to be called a fucking idiot here. You hear me?
There's also like some messaging embossed on the bottle. It says Hoegaarden upside down and in reverse below the label.
Is there a man inside the bottle?
Are you fucking kidding me? Yeah, what's reading this from inside the bottle? Yeah, this is a very strange bottle. Man, I'm getting a little unsettled. The lights in the studio are flickering a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
Somebody in the corner, I think it's our lawyer, but I'm not sure.
My pants just unzipped.
Oh, God, that happens every episode.
Oh,
near the
okay,
bottom
okay.
Top bottom of the bottle.
I just thought maybe it was the spirits. Yeah, I mean...
Is that your defense in court when you're caught in the park? That the spirits unzipped your pants? Oh,
yes.
God, we're going down a weird
And
road.
I have a very friendly judge in my my district, so he gets me.
The other thing about this bottle that's kind of, speaking of phallic symbols, is that the neck of the bottle bows out. It's got a bulbous neck of the bottle. See that?
You familiar
Folks
with
at
them
home, if you're
phalluses that have a
This
bulbous
is really
middle?
good. It's good radio, folks. You see that? I say to you, the neck, like
Take
it
a
isn't
look.
just a normal neck. It bulbs out in the middle. There's
As
very
all phalluses
specific.
do.
There's very specific patterns here. I'm very unsettled by this Hoegaarden. Folks, don't bring this beer into your house. Don't let it sit
Only
on your
consume
shelf.
this in the house of sin, which is every bar.
Okay, so how's the taste profile going as you get toward the bottom of the bottle?
It was good. I finished it off. The sediment at the bottom I had mixed in by then, so it wasn't like a strong hit of that. But
Nice.
I like the beer. It's nice and light. This is an 11.2 fluid ounce bottle.
Yeah, another
Not
strange
12.
thing.
What the hell is going on here?
Very unsettled by Hoegaarden.
Who
and
stole
its
my
practices.
0.8 fluid ounces?
It's these monks, I tell you. It's these monks.
Tony Shalhoub?
It's Tony Shalhoub, I tell you. I don't know. I don't know. I'm unsettled by this whole thing. I really am.
Well, let's rank this mofo.
Okay, we're jumping right to the rankings. I suppose we did the add or shed already.
Pear tear, thank you very much.
I don't want.
Living in the past with Ed or Shed.
Oh God, that's right. Parable or terrible. Where are you putting it? I'm making you go first.
Hey.
I won't even read the rankings out for you.
Oh, wow.
Fuck it. I'll read the rankings.
Hey Joe,
out.
why don't you read the rankings?
Taint to tip.
Oh shit, I didn't do the beer advocate score either.
Oh, yeah.
Just wait. I'm jumping ahead, but we had to wrap this up. The spirits are taking over me. Okay, so on Beer Advocate, the new bullshit ranking system, Rotten Tomato style, is a 63.6% of people liked this beer. Has a 3.78 overall out of 5,200 rankings.
So that's pretty good.
That is pretty good.
Like that's
This
better
is a
than
good
most
beer.
of our beers.
It's a good
Yeah,
beer.
I really enjoyed it. Okay, I'll read the rankings. Smirnoff Ice, O'Doul's, Olympia, Budweiser, Miller Lite, Miller 64, Michelob Ultra, Molson, Chef and Never, Hefeweizen, Grapefruit the Beer, Rolling Rock, PBR, Eyinger Brau Ice, Palisades Pineapple, Tecate, Heineken, Blatz, Sierra Nevada Torpedo Extra IPA, Rainier, Crikey IPA, Blue Moon, Kona Longboard, Deschutes Swivelhead Red. God, these are getting long. Old Rasputin, Rodenbach Grand Cru, and our number one beer, Spotted Cow. What do you think,
Cow.
Nick?
I think this can go in like Blue Moon territory here.
Mhm.
It's I would say almost like this better than Blue Moon. It's a similar beer, but almost a little lighter, a little easier drinking than a Blue Moon. I'll throw this under Kona, between Kona and Blue Moon.
I'm extremely comfortable with that.
I like it when you're comfortable.
Yeah, and well, thank you, buddy. I guess I don't have to put it next to Blue Moon, but I was trying to think of whether it could leapfrog Kona.
Yeah, I don't think it can.
Why? I mean, this beer tastes delicious, but we were unsettled by its bottle, I guess.
Yeah.
That's,
I was
that's it.
anything but unsettled in Hawaii with sipping Kona longboards.
Yeah,
Okay.
but maybe this is the ghost of Klaus, the 100-year-old.
Speaking to us.
Yeah.
Klaus.
Hoegaarden.
Klaus.
I used
What?
to drink 8 of these in 8 straight days.
Hey, Klaus.
Hey, big fan.
Thanks for
long
being on the
time,
show. Thanks for being on the
first
show.
time, long time.
I got one question. Have you heard of Tony Shalhoub?
From the popular hit show Monk.
Yeah, that Tony Shalhoub. That guy's quite a character, huh?
He is. Is he from Green Bay, Wisconsin?
Oh, have you been, Klaus?
Yeah, it's a fun time. You gotta go to Lambeau.
I could see you in a cheesehead, Klaus.
Thanks, guys. I'll be back again for another episode.
Man, that was weird. That's the thing that was watching from the
The
corner.
spirit is here. My pants are zipped back up now. A little sticky, but they're here.
It's so good.
The Cold Cans podcast is recorded in the Overcast room at Cloud Studios in Seattle, Washington. Visit cloudstudiosseattle.com